Good morning, second grade. It is Thursday, December the 3rd, and we are ready for our breakfast story of AJ. So, yesterday when we stopped reading, they was in the mall and they ran into Andrea and Emily, and the boys were teasing AJ that he was in love and wanted to know when he was going to get married to Andrea because of his responses. So we're on chapter 6 today, which is Waiting in Line Stinks. So here we go. Andrea said she knew where Santa was, and she led us to the other side of the mall. Finally, we found the end of the line of the people waiting to meet Santa. There must have been 1,100,000 kids there. I could see a sign in the distance that said Santa's Workshop, but Santa Claus was too far away. He was in a special roped-off area. "We should sneak up to the front of the line," I whispered. "That would be wrong, Arlo," Andrea said. "These kids got here before we did." I was going to sneak up anyway, but a big arm came down in front of my face. I looked up. You'll never believe whose arm it was. Officer Spence, our school security guard. He was standing on a Segway. Those things are cool. "Officer Spence," I said, "what are you doing here?" "Making sure everybody waits in line," he said. He told me, "and earning a little extra money over the holidays." "How long will we have to wait in line?" Ryan asked. "About an hour," Officer Spence said. "An hour? We could die from old age while we're waiting," I said. "An hour is like forever," said Michael. Andrea rolled her eyes. "Boys should learn to be patient," she said. I wasn't sure if it was worth it to wait in line for an hour. I thought that maybe we should just forget about meeting Santa. But that's when I heard these magic words. Santa is giving out candy. Some kids said, "Santa's giving out candy," said some other kid. "Santa is giving out candy," said another kid. In case you were wondering, everybody was saying that Santa was giving out candy. And if there's one thing that I love almost as much as Santa, it's candy. All the candy I got on Halloween was gone, so we decided to stay in line. But waiting in line is boring. To kill the time, I practiced what I was going to say when I got to Santa. I want a new Stryker Smith Commando action figure with missile launcher, voice activator, attack dog, and deluxe blowtorch. Other accessories sold separately, batteries not included. Stryker Smith is a superhero from the future who travels through time and fights all who dare to thwart his destiny. He can turn into a jet plane when you push a button on his stomach. His armor suit is tough enough to withstand a nuclear blast. He's a one-man wrecking machine, ready to take on any evil to save the world. 2 Christmases ago, I got my first Stryker Smith action figure. Then, on the school bus, I tied a string to Stryker's leg and lowered him out the window so he could fight bad guys who were attacking the bus. But Stryker fell under the bus and got decapitated. That's a fancy way of saying his head came off. We had a funeral for his head. I got a new Stryker Smith last Christmas, but he met his untimely end when his head got tragically melted in a battle with an evil magnifying glass. So now I wanted to get a new Stryker, the one that comes with a blowtorch. It is cool. Most of the other kids in line were little. They didn't even look like they were in first grade yet. Man, I thought those kids can't even read. They don't know what 2 plus 2 equals. They don't know anything. It's hard to believe that I was that dumb just a few years ago. Standing still is the most boring thing in the history of the world. What a snooze fest. The line inched forward a little. I could almost see Santa. I bet it's not the real Santa, I told Alexia. It's just some guy in a Santa suit. A little kid in front of me heard that and turned around. He was holding his mother's hand, and he looked like he was going to cry. He must have been waiting for a long time already. If these kids don't get to meet Santa soon, they were going to freak out. A group of grown-ups strolled by the line singing Christmas carols. Somebody else walked by with a real reindeer. There were more reindeer in a petting zoo. Where do you think they got those reindeer? Michael asked me. From Rent-A-Reindeer, I told him. You can rent anything. Some lady came by asking kids if they wanted to write a letter to Santa and have it delivered to the North Pole. That was a dumb idea. Santa was right here at the mall. Why would I want to send a letter all the way to the North Pole? When we were going to get there, asked Ryan. Waiting in line stinks, I said. You boys are annoying, Andrea said. Why don't you go take a walk? Emily and I will hold your place in line. She didn't have to ask us twice. We got out of there. Okay, so tomorrow will be chapter 7 while you have your breakfast. A present for my sister. So we'll see what happens tomorrow in chapter 7. Hey, I'll be back in just a little bit with some work for you. Goodbye.